Wait, don't go live.
No, it's too late. Yo, guys, it's the kid, man. Devo is not here this week. And you know what? I think Devo planned it. I think Devo actually planned to miss this stuff because he knew what was going to happen. So I don't believe that he had to work late. I think that this was all planned. So we've got questions for you. They've all been put in, and we're going to be here to try and answer all of your beautiful, lovely questions. So first of all, let's shout out to you, Aman. So introduce yourselves. Nix, how have things been, bro?
Yeah, it's been all right. You know, obviously Premier League is back. As I said in the football dugout, the actual show on that Monday. Yeah, for me, this is like the real. This really confirms that football's back. You know, we had the Bundesliga, we had the La Liga. For me, that was like a pre-season, and now I'm ready to go in it. Even though some of the players are still playing like it's pre-season in the first two games, but we're good. We're good.
And Mr. Javan, Javan, why do you keep on missing all these shows? Okay, the people in the streets want you and everything. Why do you keep missing all these shows? And also, why do you look like you've just come out of a Tyler Perry stroke? Let me see. Are you auditioning for Boys in the Hood too? That's what I want to know.
No, I'm growing my hair. So I'm trying to grease it and just take care of it.
Wait. So are you? So is this a slight at bald people like myself who can't grow hair?
No, it's not at all. I want to try a new hairstyle, so I need to grow my hair to do it.
He's trying to compete with me.
No. Actually, when last did you cut your hair?
He said there's not enough hair in the dugout, so he's growing to even up the balance.
So Nick, when last did you actually cut your hair?
Well, I had a little haircut 2 days before lockdown, so maybe like the 17th of March. You know, trim it down a little bit, shape it. So yeah, as you can see, it ain't as square as it needs to be for a haircut. But you know,
look, I'll basically see. I wouldn't say that I'm jealous because I don't believe in being jealous, but you know, I'm slightly envious. Or when I see people with hair, because look, I had lovely hair. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was me wearing too many caps. I don't know what happened. My hair doesn't grow here, man. But it is what it is.
They say if you trim your hair too often, it kind of messes up your hairline. I don't know. I only do it once.
No, I think someone says if you wear too many caps, because in school I wore loads of beanie caps. Just loads of beanie caps. That is. So I don't know what it is. Something happened where my hair just stopped growing for some reason, but it is what it is. So says.
Oh, sorry. Just before we go on, I am forwarding you the logo that's transparent right now, so you can change it because it's actually just eking me that we have that it's like that. You know?
Wait, Javan, this isn't a tech meeting, man. This is a live thing.
I know.
If you're gonna send it to me, there's the private chat. Use the private chat.
I've sent it to you.
No, it means use a private chat to message it.
Oh,
yeah, I have to use a private chat to message. You don't need to be okay. You don't need to pull off the curtain and tell us what kind of logistics behind the scenes in front of our audience. But what the fuck? All right. So okay, I'll get that. So
I just wanted to throw that out to you, but yeah, it's all good.
I'm looking forward. See, this is why we're doing this. And invite Javan on there because of this stuff, man. So Joseph says that okay. I'm looking forward to Oli burying that bomb more. Last I checked, how does a bomb win a treble? It's like I don't really get these kinds of Mourinho insults when it's like he won a treble. You can't. Basically, once you win a treble, you're already a legend.
That was over a decade ago. It was literally 2010. That would have been May. We're in June.
No. You don't think it's not that. Once you win a treble, that's it. You're set in stone. You're made. You're a made man for life. So you can fail all you want. Once you win a treble, you're in that special category. So let's go with our first question of the day, man. All right, let me try and get this thing sorted. Okay. From J Spores, and J Spores was the first guy in the thingy. How does it feel to know David Luiz plays for your club, Devil? Well, Mr. J Spores, unfortunately, our big man Devil decided to miss this out. So because I said to miss this out, we will try and answer for him. So let's just talk a thing about David Luiz. So let me come first to Javan with the since Javan is here. Javan, why? Two questions. Why do you think Arsenal bought David Luiz, and why do people think David Luiz works as a defender?
So when the news dropped that David Luiz was going to go, I was actually so excited because one, there was reports that that he had a bust up with Lampard and all of that, and then a few days later, obviously, he's been touted to go, and then Arsenal buys him. Arsenal fans were so happy. They're like, yes, we're going to get someone in. He's a very good defender, all of this, just hyping up. I'm like, you guys have done us a favor. You can have him. And here we go. This guy has done mistake after mistake there. I am so glad. I don't know, maybe Arsenal needed someone with some kind of figure in defense. Maybe that's why they signed him, and they probably thought that he'll be good for that. Who knows? That's probably what they thought, but he's just a calamity. Like, people need to remember when Conte came, he had 3 defenders, and David Luiz was playing more like in a DM kind of position.
And he was all right. He was actually all right in a 3. He was all right in,
yes,
in,
he's
in
a 3 because he was able to sit in like a DM kind of position, like a full like, he wasn't playing
a full centre back.
A full centre back, yeah. He was playing a full CB. And and he was able to, it allowed him to, do his diagonals, do his dribbling forward, finding those passes. And then there was this one person, I'm not going to call names, he used to say he was a world-class footballer. I'm like, no, he's a world-class passer, maybe, probably, but he's not. He's way past it. I don't think he was ever at that level where he was amazing. He always had someone next to him. Look at Brazil when they played Germany.
Yeah,
Thiago Silva was gone, and the defense fell apart. Like he needs someone beside him. He's decent, but he needs someone with him to help him up. When he's by himself, as you saw when he was playing David Luiz and Rudiger, or whoever, in Sarri's season, it was just calamitous defending. He is crap. He's crap. And that's the reason why Arteta didn't want to even play him. And he didn't want to play him. He only had to play him because Socrates injured and the other defender injured. So he had no choice. And what happened? He came on, red card, mistake, goals. He's a problem. He's bad.
Nix.
I wonder. The reason why I actually put this question here, I know Devo wasn't here because I was reading Chelsea Twitter, you might say, and it was sparked by Nini's tweet. I'm going to read it out. It says, he goes, Carragher just disrespecting the F out of Luiz. Had a nightmare today. Nothing in his favor. Dead game. I ain't listened to him discredit his entire game and career. Only good under Conte because he was limited. Will never be seen objectively, only judged on mistakes. And I don't know how you feel about that as a complicated Chelsea fan. I mean, you're probably more passionate than the rest of us. But anyway, I think that I don't understand why.
No. But see, me and Nini, that is one thing that we've really clashed on, is the David Luiz thing. I've always said David Luiz, trash defender, very talented footballer.
But I don't understand why Nini's defending him so hard. Like, yeah, he played for your team. Cool. He ain't a Chelsea legend, first and foremost. He's maybe an icon, because of his character. You kind of grow to love him. You can't really hate him as a person, I guess, by what you know of him. But the fact is, he's only looked good next to either a world-class centre-back, as Devon said, in Thiago Silva, or in a 3 where he has 2 defenders to cover any potential mistakes. When he's defending one-on-one, he has made mistake after mistake after mistake. Now, I'm not. It's not a David Luiz bashing, so to speak, because I think Arsenal.
It is. By the way, it is. But carry on.
I think it needs to be highlighted that Arsenal's structure is so bad that any defender that seems to go in there is terrible. Now, you can't tell me that for the last 10 years, each defender they've ever had as an individual is terrible. But as you see, the defensive problems have been there for 10 years or more because they lack a structure, whether it's from the midfield. I mean, Guendouzi, I put out a tweet yesterday. What is his role in the team? I really don't know. The midfield is poor. It doesn't protect the defense. That's why you have Leno being man of the match, because time after time, because they're being attacked so much, and the defense is put under constant pressure. That again, they're being attacked so much. So you compare his time at Chelsea, where I think he was there for about 3 years and didn't give away a penalty. He's been at Arsenal for less than a season. He's given away 3 or 4 penalties already, and that's not solely down to his ability as a defender. He's a bad defender, but it shows that when you've actually got a good team around him, there's things that he can bring to the game, and he's a bad fit for Arsenal because as an individual, he ain't a great defender, and as a team, they're not a great team. He needs to be in a good team for him to even look competent as a defender.
You know, I've always said this, and I think David Luiz will regret it because it's too late now because he's 33. I've always said that David Luiz, if he had retrained himself to be a midfielder, he would be far better regarded. Because you see, if it was me and I was a coach, I'd be like, I'm going to retrain you to be a midfielder. And if I retrain to be a midfielder, so basically clean up your passing game, understand the role of a midfielder and so forth, because this guy can finish. This guy has good balance. This guy has really good passing. Retrain him to be a midfielder and learn the fundamentals of what the midfield role is, he would be a far better player. I cannot understand for the life of me where there are people paid thousands to be scouts, to be coaches and managers, and they've persisted with a guy as a defender who is a trash defender. Because I think for people, I don't think you appreciate how hard defending is. Defending is just not about, oh, I can make a tackle. No.
Yeah.
Defending is basically defending is the most psychological role in football. Because you have to be smart, because it's about reading the game. It's about anticipation, knowing where to go, knowing where to be, and your positioning has to be key. David Luiz just relies on just defending. He doesn't read the game. He just reacts to things that are happening. He doesn't he reacts. He doesn't anticipate.
Yeah, he relies on his physical attributes to get him out of mistakes, and there's only so many times it can get you out of mistakes. Because, like even yesterday, for example, he makes a mistake in terms of the Sterling one. But there's not enough time for you to react. So it doesn't matter how quick you are, how strong you are, because you didn't read the game and then make the judgment, or you lapse in concentration. The game was gone. The ball was gone. The goal was gone. It was too late. So
wait, has this guy seen any of Luiz's goals?
Yeah, he can shoot. He can shoot free kicks as well. He got a good free kick on him.
Yeah.
No, he's
like
good.
Some of the guys' goals have been quite exceptional for a defender. So the guy can finish.
He's not a centre back in a 4-4-2 or a 4-man defense. He's not a centre back.
And what I don't understand is, sorry to stop you there. What's his name? Benitez saw it, played him in DM.
Yeah,
he was amazing there. Mourinho came, eventually DM, played him in there. Like that's it. Conte came, played him in false centre back, which is basically DM. Like, everyone knows. So I don't know why Arsenal signed him to play in defense, especially when they had Mustafi. Like it was crazy just to think Mustafi and Luiz to start together.
Wow. From Ibra official, I think in the super chat says, just like Bonucci and Chiellini, Bonucci at Milan. How do you mean?
You mean what? They can only play in a free? No, I don't agree with that.
No. Bonucci and Chiellini are both, especially Bonucci. If you talk about Bonucci, is a far better defender than Luiz. And even if Bonucci wasn't great at AC Milan, Bonucci was nowhere near as bad as Luiz has been. So those are two very, 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 very different things, man. All right, man. Okay, look, man. No, I mean, maybe I was just talking some nonsense. All right. No, because whenever you just see nonsense in the live chats, and you just have to not, So from Shazam, thank you for the question, Mr. Shazam. Who will the bigger threats? Who will be the biggest threats next season? Chelsea or United, providing they get their rumored deals done. So that's the game. That's a caveat. Let's assume that all of their deals are to be done. So for United, it's Sancho and who?
Sancho and Sancho.
Isn't it Van der Beek? No.
Say that again. Yeah,
sorry, Van der Beek. Yes. So it's Van der. So okay, let's just say they get Van der Beek and Sancho, and Chelsea end up getting Havertz. Since they've already gotten Werner and thingy. The biggest threat, that's a good one, man.
It is a good one.
Because for me, as I've said again, look, I'm going to be real here and I'm going to be fair. Sancho, I rate that guy very highly. And he is one of my favorite players to watch. And I think he's one of the best young players. Even I think Chelsea as a whole with Ziyech, Werner, I think will be good. It's because I'm assuming Sancho comes to Chelsea. That's what I'm assuming. But if for me, I would still say that it has to be Chelsea. Because I'm looking at the unit as a whole. So with Ziyech and with Werner in there as well, and with Kai Havertz, so we just say Havertz, Ziyech, thingy, that's just so much quality. As a unit with what Chelsea they have, I just think as a whole, Chelsea will be much more threatening. Although United will be all right. United will be all right because if Sancho comes to be all right, but look, man, you can't see your boy Tammy Abraham, you know what I'm saying? I don't
know why you mentioned Tammy. For me, Tammy, if you get dropped for Werner, you got Ziyech and Havertz and Pulisic and Callum Hudson-Odoi. All of those, obviously they don't play the exact same position, but if it was me, I would go Ziyech on the right, Havertz or Mount in the number 10, Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi on the left, and Werner in the middle.
Mount, wait. Did you say anything or Mount? Where is Mount in this?
Listen,
Nick,
you know what?
I'm going for trouble.
Wait.
I'm going for trouble.
1 second. I'm not even going to get into the Mount thing just now. I'll tell you why, because there's a question coming up that addresses the number 10 position. So we'll deal with that in a second. But we know that Lampard likes Mount anyway. Manchester United, if we get, you mentioned Van der Beek, but one of the big ones which has been continually is Jack Grealish. So if we were to get Sancho and Grealish or Van der Beek, this is provided Pogba stays, because we don't know who's going to be sold or who's not going to be sold. That front three of Sancho, Martial, and Rashford, I'm taking that over any front three Chelsea can bring me. I don't care. Any front three, I'm taking Sancho, Rashford, and Martial. And then the midfield, Bruno and Pogba.
How good is Bruno really? Be objective. Be objective. How good is Bruno really? How good is he really?
Let me tell you, there's not a midfielder in the Chelsea team that's better than Bruno Fernandes. So
what?
Make of that of what you will. And then
wait. So Loftus-Cheek isn't better than Bruno Fernandes? What?
I'm sorry, but I have to agree with that.
No. And then the question is who plays besides. At the moment, there's Fred, there's Matic, there's McTominay. Van der Beek, is he really defensive midfield? He's more of a playmaker, isn't he? A deep line playmaker, maybe. So
no. He's Van der Beek is attacking he's an attacking midfielder.
Yeah. So for me, a Van der Beek wouldn't get in ahead of Bruno, for example. It would be an addition to as in options that we have. But I think Pogba, Bruno, and say a Fred with Martial, Rashford, and Sancho, I'm taking that all day. Now, whether that is enough, I'm gonna say who's going to be stronger between us and Chelsea. If we get that, I'm confident we finish above Chelsea. Whether we do or not is another matter, but I'm confident. I'll go into this season saying this team is good enough to finish above, to be the third best team at least in the league this season.
So, Man United. The thing is, Man United's team right now is actually really good, but something is missing. Maybe it's just Pogba. Maybe it's Pogba. But when Bruno came, that team changed. And I think that's a good thing for us because we weren't winning games, and I think Man United possibly could have taken that spot.
Look, man, people love you, man.
Man United could have possibly taken that spot from us, so I'm kind of glad that the season had been stopped. Hopefully this will rest. But if we get Havertz, whew, what a team we will have. I'm actually excited to see that team. But the thing is, you can't sleep on Man United team because that's actually quite good. So it's a very hard question. Very, very hard. Like Rashford, I've always said is amazing. Don't really rate Martial too much. But
what a guy.
That Man United team is and if Pogba stays.
You lot in the comments, get at him. He said he doesn't rate Martial. And if you lot don't rate...
Wait. How dodgy is this defense really? Okay. The defense will be fixed next season. Please. The defense will be fixed next season. Relax.
Yeah, our defense. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Our defense. We do need to sign a centre back. We have to sign. If we sign one and alongside with Havertz, I'll be happy. I don't know who's going to go out. Depending on who goes, we'll see what happens. But I think it'll be very close between Chelsea and Man United in terms of with those signings. Because, like I said, the Man United team is good. Pardon me. The Chelsea team will be great if we get in those players too. So it'll be very hard. As a Chelsea fan, I'm going to say Chelsea. But Lampard, he has a lot to prove. So I think that Ole will give him, there'll be an edge in terms of, I think Manchester United will do better only because I think Lampard isn't as proven. I know Ole isn't, but Ole's been in it a bit longer than Lampard has. So I'll just have to go that Man United might edge it slightly. It'll be a very good fight though. I'd love to see that if we get those targets.
Do we all agree with this season?
Well, yeah. I mean, how many games has Pogba even played? What kind of get out of us?
Easy.
I still think Pogba doesn't even want to be at Man United, man. That guy's he's never injured.
He might not want to be there. You're right, but
he's never injured.
Unless someone comes to the feet.
Next question, kids, relax.
You relax. Hazard not going anywhere quickly. I know you're trying to get to the Real Madrid game. Hazard ain't going anywhere quickly with that belly on him. Very slow. You got time to catch him up.
Mix money, but you got a silver tongue, man. Yeah, a silver tongue. So Marshall FC says, what do you think about Barcelona in the Champions League under this new format? One leg game can favor them because they can't bottle the second leg. Let me see. We talked about this a bit yesterday on yesterday's stream. This is the thing. If there's one team this doesn't benefit, it's Barcelona. Because Barcelona really benefits from that Camp Nou. The two times, I think, I believe all the times Barcelona have been knocked out, the first leg was in the Camp Nou. Atletico Madrid, the second leg was at Atletico's crib.
Yep.
Roma. No, Juventus. Juventus played them at Camp Nou in the second leg. They did. Yes, they did.
2000.
So it's 26-16, it was in Atletico Stadium. 2017, Barcelona did not get a single goal, and Juventus held them to 0 goals at Camp Nou in the second leg. 2018, Roma was in Rome.
Yeah.
2019, was at Anfield. So apart from Juventus, since they won the Champions League in 2015, they've only been knocked out, apart from Juventus, where the second leg has not been at Camp Nou. So this will not benefit Barcelona, not for the reasons you said. This will not benefit them because Barcelona rely on that whole second leg thing at the Camp Nou. But I don't think they'll go through what this benefits Real Madrid, somewhat Man City, 1000% PSG. This is a huge benefit for PSG. One game, a neutral venue, PSG and Man City and Real Madrid, those are the guys that benefit the most. Nix?
I'm thinking because obviously in the games they've been knocked out, they were leading in all of the home legs, and then they went to the away leg and it got overturned. So maybe on a one-off game where the aim is just to win, the better team will go through, kind of thing. When you've got two legs, there's a lot of thinking going on. You're like, oh, should we play for a draw? Should we get the away goal and sit back? Should we do this? Should we do that? If Barcelona just go to play to win, they're not gonna win it. I don't think the Champions League, but I think it's a better mentality for them because they've got the players to go out and get the goals that you need to win. When they start having, okay, we've got the away goal, let's sit back and try to get tactical. I don't know if they've got that. Similar to Man City last year. Man City went to Spurs in the first leg. Guardiola got it all wrong. He went there looking for a draw. Didn't have De Bruyne on the pitch. Brought him on too late. They lost the game 1-0. And then they go home now having to, all right, now we need to win, but we can't concede as many away goals because we didn't get any away goals. And it's a lot of, whereas if they just said, like the FA Cup, like the League Cup generally, it's just, and the Premier League, obviously for Man City, it's just like, all right, one game, 90 minutes, or maybe extra time in this case, I don't know. Go out, the better team wins. So I think it may do them better, actually, it being one leg, but I still don't think it'll be enough in terms of winning the Champions League.
Nick's, no, sorry, Javan.
Barca.
One-off game.
Who they playing again?
So basically, they need to. So they play Napoli in the second leg at the Camp Nou. Then afterwards, the quarterfinal, semi-final, and final are all in a neutral venue. One-off game.
Okay, they'll definitely get through. Well, they should get through. But Napoli's a tough team. But I say they should. But yeah, it probably won't benefit them. I think Barcelona are not the Barcelona to fear of before. Their team isn't really.
They still have Messi. They have Messi, and they have a side chick named called Griezmann.
Yeah, but Messi's getting on. Messi's getting on.
So basically, you're saying Messi's trash.
No, I'm not saying that Messi's trash. That's not what I'm saying.
You said he's getting on. He's old. He's trash, and he's washed. Messi fans, Javan said Messi's washed.
That's what you're saying. I don't think Messi's washed. He's still a very, very good player. But he can't do it all by himself. The team is he just can't do it all by himself, and that showed against Liverpool, showed against PSG. Even though they did manage to come back and go through, but yeah, Barcelona will be out. It doesn't favor them. I don't think they're strong contenders anyway. I'm feeling that this is more maybe a Juve if Sarri gets his together.
Sorry, gets the P45.
Whoa, P45. Need to relax, man.
Trash, man.
Why do you want to get the guy to get snaps? Helgen says, "Thank you for the super chat, Daniel Hankel." Yeah. Chelsea ain't sniffing a UCL or Premier League with Kepa. Daniel,
Kepa needs to get
why are you bringing Kepa into this, man? Why are you bringing Kepa into this? For what reason? Have hope and have faith, man. I don't know why you guys are bringing into this. So say, I have a feeling Barcelona would have been mentally prepared if the two-legged ties remained with this whole COVID thing after all the stick they got from bottling last couple of seasons. For me now, I still believe that if, based on their team, based on who they have and how much Messi has to do, if you had a situation where the second leg was not at the Camp Nou, they would still bottle. Like, nothing tells that they wouldn't not bottle because format has been changed. I still believe that they would bottle, man. So moving on swiftly. Oh damn. Okay. Bloody hell. This question is like a mathematical equation. Jesus. Okay, so from Michael, he says, are number 10s in football like Coutinho, Ozil, Mata, James Isco becoming irrelevant? 4-3-3, 3-4-3, or 4-4-2. They don't seem to play any traditional number 10. Instead, 3 solid, hard-running and box-to-box midfielders inside forwards are getting preferred over slow and luxurious number 10s. For me, you see, the thing about football is that things ebb and flow. I do believe that we will return back to having 2 strikers. I believe we'll return back to having traditional wingers. And I do believe that you will still see some evolution of the number 10. Now, be very careful here. You may say that there is no defined role for the number 10. But what you now see, because of the evolution of football and the evolution of tactics, is the striker is the number 10. So the new strikers are your inside forwards. Your evolved number 10s are your strikers. Look at how Firmino plays. Look at how Benzema plays.
Mm.
Look at how deep they come and how they're looking to produce through balls for the oncoming inside forwards. So the number 10s are still there, but they're just utilized in a different way. So now, when you're not looking for strikers, you now want your strikers to be all encompassing and bring other guys into the game. Whereas your inside forwards have now taken the place of the strikers. The inside forwards, you now expect to get 25, 30 goals. Your strikers, you're hoping to get for them to get 10 to 15 assists. So they're still there, but in different form.
I think football where we're at right now is a very, very physical game. And managers generally want 11 players who can run. And I'm not gonna say they put that over technical ability. In some cases, in some managers, they might. When you look at Liverpool's midfield, for example, it's just very, very functional because the managers want players who can run from I would say pretty much from back to front, because even the goalkeepers need to play out with their feet these days. You mentioned Mason Mount earlier, and this is why Mason Mount has a place in modern day football, because he's very energetic. He will press. You look at even yesterday, Gabriel Jesus. His role yesterday was very much somewhat man-marking, so to speak. Arsenal's, who was it? Their defensive midfielder. It was about making sure that he can't receive the ball from the centre-backs. The strikers and the number 10s and all that, their role ain't no longer just to attack, find a pass, find the goal, cross, whatever it may be. They have to be tracking their markers, etc., etc. So that number 10, the old school number 10 that you mentioned, the Ozil Mata-like, where they were kind of a luxury player. They didn't do much defensive work, but you give them the ball in space and they can create for the team. I think that player is a lot, as a big liability in the modern game. So yeah, it will definitely ebbs and flows. So in the next 5-10 years, that maybe that position will come back again, because they'll find a way to give that person the space. Maybe by making the other 10 work in a certain way, so that creative spark can work. But as it stands at the moment, yeah, that's why maybe a Philippe Coutinho is struggling so much to kind of find a home, because what is his role? He's a traditional number 10. Mata, we know he's getting a bit older, but he's a traditional number 10. He's struggling to find a role. And Ozil, I mean, he's playing Fortnite when he should be on the pitch at the Etihad.
Fortnite is trash, by the way. Halo is better. Javan?
Yeah. Basically, pretty much what you guys are saying. It's happens in different phases. There was a time when 4-4-2 was a thing, and then you got 4-2-3-1. So different roles have different different formations have different tactics that comes with it, and I guess the number 10 pretty much is phasing out. Everyone is favoring like a little 4-3-3. It depends on if some 10s could adapt their game and play that running kind of game, which is probably why Mason Mount does get in. And I personally rate Mason Mount. Mason Mount.
Wait, why do you keep mentioning this guy's name? Why?
I don't know what it is that you have against him, but he's decent. He's not world class. He's not the best, but he's decent, and he does his role.
No,
well.
he has no place in this Chelsea team.
He has every place.
Do you believe that he has a place in this Chelsea team? Do you believe he has a place in this Chelsea team? Tell me.
Yes.
Listen, you got to just accept it, because Lampard likes him. He had him at Derby. He brought him in at Chelsea. He's here to stay. He's here as long as Lampard's here. So if Lampard goes, maybe Lampard will take him wherever he goes. But as long as Lampard's at Chelsea,
no. I don't care what Lampard wants. It's what Chelsea wants. He's not good enough to be starting at Chelsea. That's the fact.
You'll see in it when he proves you wrong. In it, I want a public apology.
Oh, if he proves me wrong, I will get on here with a full. Because I promise you, that guy is not going to be sniffing a regular first team starts, especially when Havertz people come. His days are numbered. Doesn't matter how much Lampard.
No, it'll be him, Havertz, in the midfield.
I mean, me personally, I'm not a massive fan of Mason Mount personally, but I'm just saying it as it is. he is going to play whether Chelsea like it or not. That as long as Lampard's there. I personally am not. I don't think he reminds me, and it's not even as technical as, but in terms of his role in the team, like Oscar, like Oscar was for Mourinho. At a time when I was like, well, De Bruyne is far better technically. Even Hazard, if you want to put him in the number 10 position, far better technically. But Mourinho wanted, and Mata, of course, Mourinho wanted somewhat of a workhorse in the number 10. And that's what Oscar did, and he popped up with the odd sensational goal. But, you know, it's not my cup of tea, but he has his use, isn't it?
All right. Let me just take a few of these chats. Leo will outscore Lewandowski. He needs 11 Gs in 9 games. So do you mean by the Champions League or just overall in total? Let's Messi win me a Champions League, then we can talk. No, give me a World Cup or a Copa America, or else I don't care. Los Colchonero says UEFA needs to up the VR outputs for the CL games. Bro, man, I don't know whether someone has asked a question about this. Someone needs to do something about that atmosphere thing, man. Because I think Bundesliga have it somewhat right. In the Sheffield United game, it was so bad I had to just press mute. And I didn't even bother putting on the sound for the City one because it's like...
I think it was all right definitely in the City Arsenal game. I think it was all right.
Yeah, no, I think no, it is needed. But I think, do you know what I think they can do? They need a really good DJ. They need a good DJ where you react to stuff that's happening, because it's weird where like you see a chance coming and guys are so guys are just singing songs and there's like goal mouth action. We need a DJ where you have a track that is for a track
in the Sheffield game there was. I remember there was a shot that hit the side netting. But it was like
too late, yeah. Like
delayed.
was crap.
Delayed. The ball's already gone off.
I was like, come on, DJ, man, what the heck?
Sometimes it was on track, but sometimes other times it was way off.
DJ was on furlough.
So, from Sammy, man, thank you very much for your question. What order do you guys rank these front three at their best? I'm going to call this CBB, okay? Because I don't know, the whole BBC thing. Okay, look. I'm going to call them CBB from now on. What?
What's wrong with BBC? I watch my little EastEnders, Panorama.
Okay, what order do you rank these front three at their best? CBB 13-14, Robin, Ribery, and Gomez.
You don't like
Neymar, Mbappe, Cavani, and this Liverpool front three. See, for...
Did you have a bad experience with BBC?
What? Guys, let's stop using the connotation BBC. CBB or CBC.
BBC did you bad, man. We'll talk later, innit?
Look, I'm not calling these guys BBC. Because every time someone tells me, man, BBC was talking, I'm like, okay, look, can we just call them like CBB? Like CBBs or something, you know? So, look.
Go on.
CBB. Look, CBB were actually pretty damn good at 13-14. But if I had to pick one, at their best, I would have to say the Liverpool front three in terms of functionality. Because remember, this isn't about, if it's on paper, then what's it called? CBB are best on paper. But when you're looking at, if you're talking about the front three, you're looking at about how well they were able to play together, how much in sync they are, how well they were on other people's wavelength. And I think that the best people are where these guys really are on the same wavelength, I think is Liverpool's front three. But I think the most lethal, the most fearsome was CBB. CBB was
he was fearful.
So, Javed, what about you? Which one was the best? Which one was the strongest at their best, man?
I'm gonna say, huh?
You like some BBC?
No.
Oh, okay.
Tough one.
Wait, why did he say no? Just say, why did he say no like that? Like,
no, because I know what.
Just answer question.
I know what Luiz is asking me, so that's why I had to say no.
Oh wow, this is messed up.
I throw the question back up again. I want to see who I have to choose from. Neymar and Mbappe. Boy, Neymar, Mbappe, and Cavani, they are so good. I have to, but Liverpool's front three. Okay, I'm gonna go with Neymar, Mbappe, and Cavani.
Wow.
Why so?
Mainly because Mbappe and Neymar are so good, man. That front three, I don't know, man. They're so good. I'm not a fan of Cavani, but because he's part of a three, I have to pick that one. That's
funny enough, because of all those front threes, obviously there's no MSN in there. The MSN front three, you would say like all three of them were top quality. And it's not that all the others aren't. You got the Cavani, which kind of brings down that one, and you got Gomez, which brings down that one. And granted, Benzema very good, but he wasn't as, I don't know, dynamic.
No. Put some respect on Benzema's name. Benzema was very, very important for that front three.
He was important, yes. He was important. But he wasn't the one you're like, go and win me this game. He did win them some games. Don't get me wrong. I think Bayern Munich won the semi-finals. But you didn't put your hat on him and say, go and win me the game. It was usually the wingers, the inside forwards, actually, which goes to show how important they are in the modern game. Me personally, even being a Jamaican man, Melody with the BBC, but
what?
Me no deal with the BBC. Me no deal with that. However, Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo, for me, I would choose that. Like as you mentioned, the Liverpool front three is probably, in terms of chemistry, probably the best. But I think those three, if I want you to go and win me a game, I would bank on Cristiano and Bale.
Oh yeah,
Benzema helping out more than anyone else.
No, because I think, and I'm just saying super chat here, stats. CBB was very devastating.
That's not what he said.
And that's my thing.
You have to read his super chat.
You have to qualify the question. Look, I read it. CBB.
No.
The thing about it is that you have to qualify it. If you're saying best in terms of who had the best chemistry, it was Liverpool front three. If the best is who were the most lethal, the most likely to win a game and cause the most damage, 3 CLs in a row, 4 out of 5 CLs. It's pretty simple, So and they were a big reason why they won 4 out of 5 CLs. Bale came up from the bench and scored 2 goals. So you have 3 guys who, you have 3 guys who can pretty much off their own back can score out of nowhere. Firmino, not small, so because even Benzema, it's just that he became the provider. But if it came down to Benzema off his own back, can find out a way to come big, and Firmino wasn't clutch. Yeah. Benzema could be clutch. So that was the big difference between those. But in terms of chemistry, that Liverpool front three. All right. What do you want to do? So next, thank you very much for that question, dear Frank. Right.
From Lost Call, whatever.
Cool, was that?
It was a super chat.
All right, let me hit that.
Lost
Call generals. The CBB penetrated that Guardiola defense badly. Cultures, I know you're gonna be. Okay, no, CBB were lethal.
Next question.
So CBC, yes. You see, okay, CBB were very good. CBB were very good. They were 100%. I mean, guys, come on, guys, let's grow. Let's grow, guys. Come on, let's just be mature here. All right, from Michael.
If you want to grow up, say it then.
I'm a bit drunk.
Then, if you want to grow up.
If you just read it as it was, when I actually sent the question, I had no other connotation. It's only because you went and twisted it around and realized, he's gone there. It's your fault.
No, because I've always said that, guys, let's stop calling them BBC. Call them CBB.
But But if you just read it as it was, I would have answered it, and everyone would have been on their way.
No, just because that just reminded me that because I've not said that term for ages. But because it came out saying, like, guys, come on, let's just stop saying that BBC, man, please. If you're on BBC, just okay. From Michael, which is the one transfer other than your club, past or present, you would have loved to see happen? Which let me say, which is the one transfer other than your club, past or present, you would have loved to see happen? You know what? I think, even if I'm not sure how it would have worked, because I live in London and so forth, so I'm in England and everything, I would have loved to see Ronaldinho at Man United. Because again, that was somewhat close to happening. And I think based on the kind of guys that have come to the Premier League and how much people in the Premier League admire those kinds of talents, if that had happened, he would have done well. And it would have just had, because again, remember, yes, La Liga is La Liga, Barcelona is Barcelona, but the Premier League as a market, as a brand, as a marketing thing, is still the biggest brand in the world. So, of course, it made sense that he would go to Barcelona based on the player he was. But if it could have happened where he gone to Man United under Ferguson, I think that would have just set the Premier League alight. And we would then have to now revise our conversation as to who was the best player ever in the Premier League. Javan?
Messi to Man City.
That would have been a cheat code.
The reason why I say that is because I would love to see how Messi would fare outside of Barcelona. That's why I'd want to see that. And obviously, Man City would have been probably the.
So God's feeling. Do you think he would have been as successful at Man City as it was at Barcelona, or do you think it would be another Argentina story?
If we're going to judge by what we see at Argentina, I would say he probably would be okay. I don't think he'll be rubbish, because for Argentina, it's not that bad. You can still see a glimpse of it. There's more going on behind the scenes at Argentina than we know, because there's no way Messi could be so good at Barcelona and then this happens at Argentina. It could be maybe he's only good at Barcelona, maybe, but I feel like there's more going on there. So that's the reason why because everyone goes there and they play poorly and they're not bad. Aguero can't even make it into that team and he's amazing. So there's more going on there. So I think he'll probably be good at Man City, and it'll be good to see if he actually is as great as everyone says he is. Only then I can put him above Ronaldo. Once he goes.
I mean, look at this nonsense. Okay, wait. Before I continue, so let me just address this. Ronaldinho wouldn't have coped with the strength, pace, and fitness of the Premier League. So let me get it straight. David Silva has done pretty well at the Premier League, and some people even call David Silva one of the best players in the Premier League. Are you telling me that David Silva is more skillful than peak Ronaldinho? So you tell me that a peak Ronaldinho would not have coped in the Premier League? Come on, bro. Says HH, preach about this Llorente dude, man. K. Jugado, obviously, what a player. I think Llorente, this was the dude who scored both goals against Liverpool. So I've not seen much of him, but I am very excited to see what he can do come the Champions League in August. So come the Champions League in August, I'm very excited to see what the guy can do, because that guy came clutch against Liverpool at Anfield. Nix.
I would have liked to have seen Gerrard to Chelsea. That was supposed to happen. Like, I'm not disappointed too much it didn't happen, because the way that Jose was moving, like, he was moving in rage. So they might just dominate England for a bit longer. But I tell you, that Chelsea team, in hindsight, that would have, and I mean, it was already good as it was, but it would have had another dimension. And of course, it would have weakened Liverpool, which I would never turn my nose up at. So Gerrard and maybe would have seen in that Chelsea team with holding midfielder in Makaleli and Gerrard and Lampard will be able to see them play together. Because obviously in England, when you had 4-4-2, they were terrible together. There was no chemistry. There was no organisation. Who's going forward? Who's going back? It was terrible. They got dominated time and time again. But in a three-man midfield under Jose, that would have been something.
All right. Thank you for that, Questiones. All right, let's check out this one. From Mr. Klaus Varossi says, can you explain to me why Griezmann is a side chick, even if he has scored in a World Cup final and has more goals with half a season with Barcelona than Dembele in 3 years? Oh, I forgot. We don't give credits to.
Wow.
Nix, why did you pick this question?
Wow.
Yeah, I have to bring it because
why did you pick this? Because let me tell you something about this dude. This dude is obsessed with me because this dude has this inclination that I am racist to white people, which is
just to put it out there, black people can't be racist, but that is a discussion for another show.
Oh, it's very simple. Black people don't have the power. Racism is from an element of power. Anyone that says black people can racist white people, you're a dumb flipping moron. The end.
The reason why I brought it is because I don't know if you saw, there was a bit of a discussion going on. It was on AFTV with who was it? Rance and Robbie. And Rance and both of them, to be fair, mentioned someone in the comments it was actually talking about managerial, but they were mentioning whether or not Arteta or black managers don't get a job when they should, and they were mentioning Arteta getting the Arsenal job and Vieira not being even what's the word, contacted for the job, even though he's got better credentials and more better CV than Arteta has. Whether or not black managers get a job, and compared to the amount of players, the number of black players that are actually in the game, turning to coaches, etc. So I brought it as kind of a rider to that, in the sense that we're in a time when race you can't hide behind it anymore. People have been brushing under the carpet, and people love to do this reverse racism thing. So if you back a black player or black manager, and you criticize a white player or white manager, even though you're criticizing them based on the footballing ability, people who want to push this reverse racism crap will like to use it to say, no, you're only saying that because you prefer black people or darker skin, and you're only saying that because you prefer this or that. So that's the reason why I brought it in. I know that Have Hope doesn't do that. He doesn't only criticize white players. I mean, he's a Hazard stan, you might say. Robben, for example. The list goes on. But for me, Griezmann is just Benzema now. Anyway, apparently he used to cuss him, but that's another story for another day. But for me, Griezmann is just not good enough. He's not good enough. The goal that he scored in the World Cup final, it was a penalty, wasn't it?
Wait, look at this nonsense. So people actually believe. I mean, look at this clown. HN just has mad bias for black players and is protective of them. So that's why I rank Nyong as one of the worst football players of all time. Interesting.
There's no logic to it, because even
there's no logic. There's no logic.
Rance debate, Rance was like, he's been, and I can tell for a fact, he's been cussing Lukaku for a year. He's been cussing.
Yeah.
So it's like if you don't rate a player or manager, whatever it is, it's I can't say for everyone, because we know there's some cases, maybe on the other side, the likes of Graham Souness, for example. But what you have to look at is the analysis. What are they talking about? You got someone like a Souness who starts talking about how flashy someone's car is, or their attitude, or whether they're dancing or not. Or are these people then talking about their footballing ability? What has Griezmann done to be what you want to call as a horseman? For me, Griezmann isn't that. And if he was that, he would have been showing it at Barca so far. So they need to prove it on the pitch that they are the players. And, some people have different opinions. Some people might like that player. They might not like that player in it. So that's the reason why I brought it up. I don't know who the guy is. But,
no. For me, I think, and it's like, I think, you know what it is? Because you could even bring up the whole Erling Haaland thing. I think people have issues with me saying that I think Erling Haaland, while talented, is a bit stupid, and he does play like he's brainless. And maybe people feel slighted that I would come as a guy and say that Erling Haaland plays like if the guy is brain dead, and something, and that's important. I just my honest analysis. So maybe it's because nobody has ever heard me. Nobody has ever been said about a white player or a white and talented player calling them brain dead. So maybe because of that, they say, "Oh, he must be racist." Because when I say Harry Kane is like the great white hope, or Harry Kane, he isn't. He can't dribble. He doesn't really have the ability or the brains to really dribble, but he's also good at other things. So maybe because they've not had these criticisms of these white players, they then go automatically to me being racist, which I just think is stupid. Javen, what do you think? Do you think I am a racist to white people?
I don't think, like I said, black people can't be racist. So I don't know where people are saying that we're racist. We can't be it. And like I said, that's a whole topic for a whole different...
But Javen, they say that, everyone can be racist. Racism can be everyone. Black people can be racist as well.
all this, I'll bring it down. All lives matter. What about other? Listen, like I said,
shut the hell up, man. All lives matter. My balls, you prick, man.
All lives matters, but you guys, that's not the message that we're not saying no one else lives matters. That's not. And like I said,
oh man, screw them, man, idiots.
It's a whole new topic, and we'll probably need another whole hour or more to sit down and dissect and discuss this whole thing. But you're not racist, and I'm tired. Like, how much times have our players been always said, "Oh, he's pace, he's got mad pace, mad power." Huh? What? Where's these black players have really good technical ability? When do you ever
speak on it? Speak on it.
You never say that. That is racist, because all you're saying is that we're big, strong, powerful,
beasts, like creatures on the plantation, and which is why I'm changing the narrative. Erling Haaland is a pace power merchant. He's not a clever player. I don't care whether Haaland being white doesn't make many difference. Haaland is pace and power. Bale is pace and power. Bale is not a creative player. He's pace and power. Erling Haaland is a flat track bully. He's a damn good goal scorer, but he's brainless. I'm sorry. Him being white doesn't make an exempt from him being brainless. He's a brainless footballer. I'm sorry. I'm changing the narrative. Pace and power is coming to you white people right now. Javen.
That's exactly it. But yeah, throw back up the question. Oh, Griezmann. I don't know about this Griezmann one. He was good. See, this is the thing I keep saying. Certain players look good in a certain team. Atletico, he was probably the main man at Atletico, so he looked better than you would say. Obviously, when you go to a team like Barcelona, where you got quality around, and obviously it's going to be a completely different thing. Teams going to play differently. They're going to sit back against you. Can you find a space? He was really good playing a few years back with Giroud up top, because Giroud can play off that. That's what the type of play Giroud likes. Griezmann could play off that too, so it makes Griezmann look also better. But he's not bad as everyone makes him out to be. I just don't. He's fit.
He's not as good as people make him out to be.
Yeah, he's not fit for the Barcelona team. Probably. I guess he's one of those system merchants, you'd say.
Wait, just quick. So the Henk says, "Get Muller R9. You're smoking crack." That's obviously you're smoking crack.
I mean, it's so hard.
Before what Javen just said, see, Javen, that is what. If a team doesn't have a support striker, Griezmann can't walk. Griezmann can only be a supporting striker. He does it very well, but if your team isn't a pragmatic team that has the role of a supporting striker, Griezmann cannot walk. The end.
See, and that's another reason why you need to pick which clubs you go to very wisely, because a player like Griezmann should not be going to a Simeone team. And if he does, he's going to end up playing, and especially for that long, he would end up in that state. This is the type of team I play for, pragmatic team. So you're gonna get used to that. Your training's gonna be for that. You're gonna be that guy. You're gonna be the outlet. Everyone else is gonna be stiff. And when you get used to that, and you come to a team like Barcelona, which is always flying forward, obviously it's gonna take time to adjust. Is it too late for him to adjust? Maybe he needs time to adjust, but he's been in that pragmatic style for so long. It's showing. showing. And for me personally, that's what I think. And
I just think, like, I think Have Hope has a lot of wayward suggestions. I remember he told me that Michy Batshuayi was better than Romelu Lukaku. I mean, that's very strange. But I would never say it's anything down to only criticizing. Also, don't give credit to white players, because I mean, most of the players in the Premier League, let alone world football, European football anyway, are white. So you would literally just hear him criticizing left, right, and center if he never gave credit to white players. It doesn't make sense. The logic, there's no logic there.
No.
Yes, there's players that, for me, one of the examples he actually gave in the tweet below, he goes, you say that Koulibaly's get better than Van Dijk. I don't think you even say that right now. I think in the past you might have, but I was like, but they're both black. They're both black. I was so confused.
Maybe to him, Van Dijk is white because he's like light skinned, so you know.
Yeah, it's like that. But I'm like, no. Like, Have Hope has a certain kind of play that he likes. And players don't fit. Like, he would say Mane, Salah. I would put Salah above Mane. He puts Mane above Salah. It's not because Mane is darker than Salah. It's because he likes someone who's got a bit of, a little skill and
panache.
That kind of, je ne sais quoi, you might say. And Salah don't have that. Salah's very direct, gets the goals, gets the assists, goes about his business, don't cause it. And Mane's a bit more erratic, and he likes that, innit? But I don't think it's anything to do with whether he's dark skin, light skin, whatever.
All right, let me just take this comments on, and we can go with the last question. Gatlock, HH, your Bay Zad is about to play. Blow him a kiss. I'm not going to blow him a kiss, but I will, after we are done here, I will watch the match like any regular person watching one of the best players in the world. Then he says, Hazard has less Champions goals than Haaland, by the way, but Hazard is still a better player than Erling Haaland, who is a flat track, brainless bully. So there we go. Final question, man. Let's hope it's a good one. Let's hope it's a good one, man. Let's hope and pray this is a good one. It's not one about race. Patrick Gumta, the injustice that happened with Sheffield, if that happened to a more popular club, would the officials get away so easily? Now, I had to go shopping. So I had to go out. So I watched the first half, but I had to step out for the second half. Can one of you guys explain to me what exactly happened?
Can I share with you my screen? I've actually got the image somewhere.
As long as it's not a video, or else we'll get taken off.
Oh no. let me just.
It's like an image.
Yeah. Let me find it quickly. 1 second. I've got it. I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I am not in the Brick Academy. I'm just recording behind bricks right now.
So this is right here. The goalkeeper's collected the ball, and he's actually been pushed into the goal by his own teammate. And as you can see, the ball right there is completely over the line, like a yard.
So how did they not call it?
So what's happened is
same thing.
What's happened is the referee's watch didn't go off. Now, bear with me, give me a second. So they've said on there afterwards, basically, that the players and the goalkeeper were, what's the word they use? Occlusion. So the 7 cameras located in the stands around the goal were significantly occluded by the goalkeeper, defender, and goalpost. Basically, there was too much going on. People running across cameras, maybe a bit of nudging the post when it collided with the post, and I think it completely threw out the goal decision system, and it didn't buzz on the referee's watch. But I saw it first time, and I'm thinking this keeper's gone back a bit far, and he never at no point kind of pushed his hand out. You know when you're going back and you push your hand out?
Yeah, you always do that sort of thing.
Yeah, he never did that. So I was like, I think he's gone over. And obviously the Sheffield players are celebrating like it's gone over. The watch, look at the watch. And Michael Oliver was like, no, there's nothing on the watch. I think once the ball went out of play, which is probably about 30, 45 seconds later max, they should have stopped the game and gone to VAR to actually get a slow-mo to look. Because granted, yes, you rely completely on the watch and the system to work, but you can get instant replays that the VAR should have said, and they like to stop the game for everything. That you could have said.
So why didn't they do that?
I don't know. They just said the watch didn't do it, so that's it. And
that's messed up.
And the game ended 0-0. Sheffield United.
Because see, the funny thing now is this. Let's say 38 games played, and Sheffield United finish 5th, or they finish 6th, and the team in 5th or 4th finish 2 points ahead of them.
Yeah,
they'll be like, we pretty much should have won that game.
And you know what's funny? It's not even funny, but if it did come that tight, this would be the second time that Sheffield United has actually been screwed over by the Premier League. Because if you remember back in 2006, when West Ham illegally bought Mascherano and Carlos, saved them from relegation. It was Sheffield United that went down, and all West Ham got was a fine. Where Sheffield United was saying, no, well, these two players, especially Tevez, helped them stay in the Premier League. We should be in the Premier League. So then, and if it was a bigger team, you have to question whether or not.
I mean, no, really, England, the Premier League have so botched up this VAR thing. So botched. Like, I look at all the leagues like Syria, Bundesliga, La Liga, everything, apart from maybe most really it's run so smoothly. The amounts of mistakes, confusion, like the whole penalty, the amount of mistakes that I made, like, it just makes like, why have the Premier League bricked this so badly? This, because it should be so easy. I was thinking, it's obvious that there was a commotion, there was a question. Okay, let me look at the VAR. Let me look at, like, why wasn't that even an option? Like, are guys like sleeping inside the VAR booth or something?
Problem is, like, England's just so behind on everything. So they just don't like technology. Also, only recently that we started having contactless cards. Everything was cash. They did. When you look at all the other places that have VAR, they've had their TV issues, but it runs fine. Anything to do with technology in England is just always bad. It just takes such a long time before it can get to.
I mean, because England like the whole tradition. They're basically England and tradition merchants. Like, let's keep it real. They're tradition merchants.
This is ridiculous.
And tradition is good, but don't do it at a detriment to the natural evolution of society.
Like, why can't the refs go back and look at the screens for VAR? It's ridiculous. Why can't they do that? And
it's like the whole simple thing of like, so the referee of the game isn't even making the decision. You're relying on another referee who has another view of something, who's not even refereeing the game.
Which is ridiculous. That's what I don't understand. Our VAR. I love VAR, and the way how we're implementing it is making. I feel like they're implementing in a way so it's detrimental, so they can just scrap it completely. That's what I'm starting to think, because who else runs their VAR like how we do? It's clear that there might be something going on behind it. Maybe they want it to fail so they can get rid of it. But this should have been checked. That incident should have been checked. Maybe because they're social distancing, they all can't sit in the VAR van that's outside the stadium. So maybe that's why.
Don't give any excuses, man.
I'm not giving them excuses, but I'm saying that's probably what happened. Because where was VAR? That they should have checked that. Whether or not, it should have been checked.
100%.
All right, so let me just hit this super chat here. So from Yasser's side, said the job on Arteta's hand is literally impossible. If I was Arsenal, I would try to sell Aubameyang, sell Ozil, Lacazette, Luiz, and starts from scratch. Bro, the Arsenal thing, man, it's because, see, City, they were always going to lose to City, but just looking at Arsenal and just the players and everything, we're looking at a five-year job. Looking at a 5-year job, man, because the Premier League is just going to become more competitive with each year. But it's looking as if for Arsenal they're going to have to be suffering for a while, man. All right, guys. So look, man. Guys, again. Thank you very much for.
What?
I just wanted to say something on Arsenal. I know you want to go.
Sorry. Sorry. Apologies, Joffe. Let me even give you the camera, man. Let me give you a close up, man. Okay.
First of all, can you put up? Actually, I'll do that afterwards. I feel the Arsenal team. I feel that they're in a bad place right now, because I was watching the game and I saw the Man City's team, and it's just mesmerizing. And then Arsenal's team came up, and it's just like, this is not the Arsenal of '98. 2005. Though that Arsenal is far, far, far from it, and it's like every season they're signing players that are not. It's just getting worse. In terms of the quality, every year the quality that they're signing is not good. It's bad. It's getting worse, and I feel like they're just on a decline. And if they don't steady that ship soon, they're going to end up being a mid-table club because there's teams that are coming up, and they, like you said, they're just going to fall apart, and it's just going to get more competitive. And then
So if it's okay, how many years till they can become competitive? Then, if you had to put a figure on it, how many years?
You look at with the way how much money you have to spend now, you're looking at between 3 to 5 years or more, 3 to 5+ years, because you can maybe sign 2 good players a season. If they were to sign 2 good players a season, then yeah, you're looking at 3 to 5 years. But then that's not going to happen. It's going to be hard. It's like, what's going to make you want to come to Arsenal? What?
That's the thing, because the amount of money that's in the game, are Arsenal willing? They have to have a big summer. Like one summer, they have to go big and get a nucleus of players. Because every time you go, oh, let's get 2 players, let's get 2 players, let's get 2 players. Other teams are going 3 players, 4 players, getting rid, clear out, go again. Arsenal need to have at least one big summer and say, Arteta, what do you want? Who do you want? You go out and get those players. And then after that, you plug in a player here, a player there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough for them. I feel like it's like it just deeped it when I looked at that team that they sent out. Joe Willock. There was no Pepe. There was no Pepe. Their marquee.
$70 million.
It's horrible. It's sad to see. And you know what? Because there wasn't any other teams competing and Arsenal just finishing in that top 4, it covered all the cracks completely. And now that there's other teams out there that are going for it, competing, and Arsenal just falling down, it's just showing that they have been in problems for time. It's just that there's no one there to show them the problems. A season or 2 you had Spurs, pushing, but obviously they just weren't there yet. But now, Arsenal's in a bad state, and it's get better for them. And last thing before you end, Have Hope's Brick Academy employee #3089, whoever his name is, in the comments. This guy's been trolling me all.
Is it?
I can't. He said something. He said, "Javon, be quiet and work overtime in Serbia. Shut up."
He said, "I don't want to hear Chelsea."
Hey, come on, man. Leave Javon alone. He's that dude, man. And Javon, you have to start coming onto these shows a lot more regularly. Stop hiding, man. Where are you going? Don't be hiding. Don't be pussy, man. Come into the deck, man. Come on. Come in. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us for both other things. So, again, if you want to follow Nix or, of course, Devil, who missed out this week, their Twitter handles are in the description box below. And what we always say is, we thank you to our current patrons who've already joined up and become patrons, and we'll be trying to move in and put some more content in there. Remember, guys, we've been doing this now for a few months. If you want to support us, 4 black guys trying to give you guys good, nice, interesting content, become a patron. It's only $5 a month, and then you can help us to support us and also gain access to cool content. So to become a patron, click in the description box below. The link is in the description box below. Click there, and then you can see about all the interesting stuff that you guys can be a part of. Any parting words from you guys?
Ollie Watch starts after Man United hand Spurs their asses. Jose is going to be 2-0 down to Solskjaer after this season.
He still has a treble. Javon?
Where's my social at? You didn't tell them to follow me on social.
Javon, are you on Twitter? No. Are you on Twitter?
I'm on Facebook, innit?
I beg, sure you. Wait if you Facebook, man. I beg. Do you have Twitter?
No.
Oh God, where Twitter be?
I just use the Nick Sports one.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're all good. It's all cool. It's time for me to now enjoy my main man's side. Remember, guys, we will be back in here on Monday. And remember, Javon, you'll be here on Monday as well.
It's actually my daughter's birthday, so I cannot be here.
It's who?
Daughter's birthday.
And bring her on.
Bring her, exactly. That's her birthday.
It's my daughter's birthday. Man, bring her on, man. We'll sing a happy birthday.
But I'll see.
Bring her on, Jerry. Bring your pikin here. If I
went to all my daughter's birthdays, I'll never come to a dugout. All 20 of them.
Well, Neeks, you're invited, so I don't know what you're saying.
and I'm not invited. Wow, that was quite rude.
Well, if you want to
come, very interesting. Neeks, you're invited, but no, you messed up, Javan. You already messed up. You already exposed yourself. So Neeks is invited, but I'm not invited. So this whole dugout thing, what's this whole thing about? So really, you're just using me. You're using my platform, using my reach and so on, but you're not really my friend. I'm just an unscripted phone. So you would invite this dude on here, but I didn't really get the invite. So HH, please, I need you for your channel. But my daughter's birthday party, a party where there's good food, you're not invited. Javan.
I knew you'd do something like this.
Guys, peace out. Stay true. And remember, I'm just here to be used. I'm not here to be invited to any party. Peace out, guys. I'm out. Peace.
What is wrong?